You're watching the Battered Miami Network.
Hannah, welcome to episode number 75 of the Battered Heat Fans podcast. I'm your host, Daniel Guerrero, and alongside me, as always, Daniel Solana. How are you doing, sir?
I'm doing great, man. I'm still in paradise. Unfortunately for the Heat, they're not doing great, man. They're streaking the wrong way. 3 losses in a row at the wrong time in 8th place after they were half game out of 5th place a couple of days ago. And it's not going good, Danny. It's not going good.
Hey, when did you leave to Uruguay?
I left last Wednesday, so it's been about 9 days.
So did they win since you? Okay, so they did win at least one after you left.
They won one.
They beat
They
Milwaukee,
won one.
and then they
That's
went on
right.
the streak. I'm about to say maybe it was you. Maybe you got to come back, but they beat Milwaukee.
Well, I'm coming back. And I'll be at Monday's game against San Antonio. So
I
hopefully,
need you back.
I know, man. I know. I'll be there with my son. I'm gonna go take him to see Wemby.
Well, that's such a cool thing. Yeah, that's cool. He had a game winner last night. So last night, the Heat dropped their third straight to the LA Lakers. LeBron makes his his return. Well, I mean, he's come back a few times at this point.
He's
Rocking
usually
the
tired
new
when they
South
come.
Beach LeBron. Nah,
He's
he
usually
played.
tired when they come down to Miami. Yeah.
Yeah, he's rocking the new South Beach LeBrons. So, I'm a sneakerhead. That stood out to me. But LeBron wasn't the story. He was an afterthought. Luca, I mean, the Heat started off well. They had a nice lead up to the first quarter, up by like 11 or 12. Halftime, they're still up. And then the third quarter comes around. Luca goes wild, scores 19. And then the fourth quarter, the Heat keep coming back, but Luca keeps making these step back shots. The Heat scores 20 in the fourth. Tyler Hero tries to come to life late in the fourth, but it just was never enough. Paul Larson had a bad turnover late in the game. It felt like you weren't gonna stop Luca. Like there's some games where you're just like, this guy's just gonna win the game for them. And it felt like the Heat were like, now we're gonna get back into this. I think they cut it down to like 4 with like 3 or 4 minutes left in the fourth quarter, and just Luca wasn't gonna be stopped. He dropped 20. So some of them were ticky tack fouls when he got to the free throw line, but overall, Luca just Luca dropped 60 on the Heat, and we're streaking in the wrong direction.
Yeah. I mean, we can't complain about ticky tack fouls or about anything after seeing Bam's 83, right? So as Heat fans, we can't complain
Bam
about
earned
any
those
of
free
that.
throws,
But
man.
I agree. I agree. Even the referee said it after the game. But what I'm saying is we can't complain about those types of fouls.
No. I'm just
Especially,
putting it out there, but no, absolutely.
I mean, yeah, and unfortunately for the Heat, I mean, they played a fantastic first quarter, right? 42 points in the first quarter, but after that, it was like the turd for the rest of the
Mm-hmm.
game. I mean, they got outscored by 7 in the second quarter. They got outscored by 15 in the third quarter, and that was the difference in the game, right? Because in the fourth quarter, they were able to win it by 1 point, but the difference was that second and third quarter where the Lakers came alive, LeBron came alive, Doncic was unstoppable, and unfortunately for the Heat, I mean, it was a 134-126 loss, and that's not what you want at this point in the season with very few games left. I mean, they've played 70 games. There's 11 games left, 11 big games left. You need to win, at least 8 of those 11 in order to, ensure that you're not going to be in the play-in. And
12 games
I'm
left.
not confident, Danny.
There's
You're
12
right.
games
I
left.
apologize. 12 games.
Yeah,
I just don't think it's possible. I think they're destined for the play-in again.
yeah, man. Norman Powell back with Tyler Hero and Bam. All three are back and healthy. Andrew Wiggins is still out. Jaime Jaquez missed the game. Jaime Jaquez, we know, is a catalyst on that second unit. But guarding the pick and roll with Luca, and you have Austin Reeves somewhere around. If you double off of him, he can hit a 3-point shot, and then you could also end up with a mismatch with LeBron because he got put on Tyler Hero a couple times. It just the Lakers have a nice trio there, and LeBron taking the back seat, which he took. I mean, as soon as Luca got there, he took the back seat, but Luca is starting to hit his prime. LeBron is still balling. Austin Reeves, I don't know where the hell guy came from when he just randomly came on the scene last year, but the Lakers are looking like a solid squad. They gave up 134 points. They gave up how much to the Charlotte Hornets last game? It was
130 something.
136, I want to say. So, the defense isn't looking really good. And some of that might have to do with the fact that Tyler Hero and Norman Powell can't really defend. Now they're playing, they both came back. Uh, Bam can't defend Luca when he's hitting the step back threes. It was a tough game and then a tough run for the Miami Heat with 12 games left. They really had everybody really feeling good, and I feel like it's just, man, the last week has been really rough, and it's kind of that hype. I was like, oh man, playoff basketball, I can't wait. It's feeling good. Kind of just it's took the wind out of the sails a little bit.
It has. It has. Unfortunately, it has. And look, yesterday you had Tyler Hero over 20 points. You had Norman Powell over 20 points. Norman Powell, I think, had a very efficient game, 7 to
One
13.
for five from three
Obviously,
though. What happened? His 3-point shot has completely fallen off.
well, and it's not just him, right? It's the entire team. The entire team shot 12 for 38, 32%. If I remember correctly, against the Charlotte Hornets, it was something like 20 something percent. So I mean that's
19.
the biggest difference. That's the biggest difference in these games over the last week that we didn't see the week before, when they were streaking the correct way. It was, they were making threes, they were playing defense, and they've gone away from those principles over the last week, and that's really what's hurt them.
They have to go 500 over the next 4 games. They have to win at least out of the next 4, because the schedule eases up after the next 4 when they got the Pacers and the Sixers and whatnot. But
Yeah, but the next
right
four are
now,
tough, man. The next four, you have Houston, San Antonio, and then Cleveland back to back
now
at
remember,
Cleveland.
but remember that hot streak where everybody started believing was when they beat Houston, though. Right? They
Yeah, well,
beat
maybe
Houston.
maybe they could beat them again.
Yeah, I mean, I hope so. That's when everybody started like, oh shit, we beat Houston. That's a real team. That's a real team. Then you beat who was it? You beat Charlotte, and all of a sudden you go on this 8-game win streak, and everybody's like, holy crap, like we might be for real. Bam drops 83. Oh shit, this is a championship team. And then here you go, 3 games in a row, and now I wouldn't be shocked. And I hate to say this, but I wouldn't be shocked if they follow up. Was it 8 in a row, right? 7 or 8 in a row that we got.
8 in a
It was
row.
8. I wouldn't be surprised if we go 8 in a row wins, and then all of a sudden you drop 7 in a row. I'm back there. That's right. I'm back to pessimist. I'm being a pessimist again because I had become an optimist last week, and now I'm back to pessimism, where I'm like, damn, we're gonna go from 8 in a row winning to 7 in a row losing. And just to be clear, that would put us under. No, that wouldn't put us under 500. That would put us at 38 and 36. So we'll be where we were all season long, right? Where we're just saying just above 500. I hope I'm wrong, man. I hope that they figure out how to get 2 of these next 4, because that's gonna be terrible.
It is, man. It is. It'll be brutal if they lose the next few and end up, like you said, 38 and 36. And I mean, at that point, you look at the standings, and everybody is so close, right? You have the Heat in there in 8th place. The 76ers are right behind them, half a game behind them. You have the Charlotte Hornets, a couple games behind them, and you have big games coming up. Some of those teams you're going to be facing. You're going to be facing the Raptors. You're going to be facing the 76ers. You're going to be facing a few of these other teams, and you need to win these games. These are the games that you need to win. It's at the end of the season. It's crunch time. 12 games left, like we just talked about a little while ago, and you got to win these games, man.
What the Heat are lucking out with is that there's a lot. It's like a crunch, right? A lot of teams there, but the top 10 make it to the play-in, and they're lucky because the team that's in 11th place is 8 games behind 10th place. So these are basically your playoff teams right now. The one, if you count in the play-in, like those 10 teams, like the Milwaukee Bucks, aren't going to make up an 8-game difference in 12 games. So these 10 teams are going to be in it, whether it be play-in or just regular top 6 playoffs. The question is where they end up. Do they end up in the bottom 4 with the play-in, or do they make it up to the top 6? But these teams are going to be in at least the play-in.
Yeah, what's crazy is essentially, Danny, 4 games separate 5th place from 10th place.
Yep.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
The Heat,
Yeah, and
the
the
Heat
Heat
are
should
essentially
end.
half a game out of 6th, 2 games out of 5th. I mean, they could have
And 2 games
essentially,
ahead of 10th.
yeah. I mean,
Well,
it's
but
crazy.
that's what I'm saying. If they lose the next 4, they could very well drop to 10th.
Absolutely, especially with the way that the Hornets are playing. The 76ers, I don't know what their schedule is over the next couple of days, or
The
the Orlando
tiebreakers that
Magic either,
Orlando has over them.
but Orlando has a tiebreaker over Miami. The Heat have a tiebreaker over the Hawks, which is fantastic if they were able to tie. But the Hawks they were streaking. The Hawks were the hottest team in the league after the Heat beat the Charlotte Hornets. And I mean, everybody seems to be streaking at the right time except for the Heat. Even I was I was streaking at the right time. I waited until sunset yesterday to streak.
The Sixers play against the Jazz tomorrow. Then they have the Thunder, the Bulls, the Hornets, the Heat, the Wizards. So the Sixers' schedule isn't necessarily that tough. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be an interesting end to the season. We got 12 games left, though, and the next 4 are crucial. So let's hope that they can figure things out. Any final words there, Solana?
No, man, I'm good. Just ready to get back from vacation, head out to some Heat games, support the fellas, and hopefully, like you said, over the next 4 games, we can win 2 out of those 4, and then go on a little streak to head into the playoffs, and hopefully, they can avoid the play-in. And if they do and get in 6th place, it looks like a Knicks Heat matchup in the first round, which I would love.
I would love that also, but at this point, I'm doubting everything. I don't know what's going to happen. Did you see Kate Cunningham's has a?
I did. He had a collapsed lung. That is
lung.
crazy, man.
Yeah.
That he could have been MVP this season. His team is the best team in the East. He is a hell of a player, and I read that when I woke up this morning that he has a collapsed lung and he would be out for a while, and that's a big blow to the Detroit Pistons. I mean that's your best player, and that sucks, man. I mean, I obviously I remember this has happened a couple times to the Heat, right? Alonzo Mourning with the kidney issue. You had Chris Bosh, exactly, with the blood clots. So this is something that the Heat fans can relate to. And look, I feel for the Detroit Pistons fans, and I feel for Cade Cunningham, and hopefully he can get better and end up playing again.
Yeah, that was rough news. After the season that him and the team has had, I feel for him. I mean, health first, obviously, but just keeping it on the court. You feel for him and the fan base because they look like they had a great chance to come out of the East and represent the Eastern Conference in the NBA Finals. So
Duncan Robinson, man, Duncan Robinson, he's the guy.
He's gonna have to take the reins. He's gonna have to take the reins. If you're listening on audio, appreciate you listening to the end. Please leave 5 stars and a comment. If you're watching on YouTube, like and subscribe. And we'll be back, hopefully, talking about winning a game against the Houston Rockets. We did it last a couple weeks ago. Maybe we could do it again. So until the next one, have a good one.